Today's happy little video that we're going to go over is all about how to measure things in drawing. If everything's off on your measurements, your drawing's not going to look so great. So today I'm going to show you just a really simple way to measure things using your thumb, that's my thumb, and your pencil. You could use a pen, but since you're going to be drawing in graphite anyway, you might as well use this. The basic way this looks, and maybe you guys have seen this before, an artist sits happily in his little fold-out stool or wherever he or she is sitting. You want to hold the pencil just kind of like that, and you're going to close one eye. Close your least dominant eye. For me, that would be my left eye. Might be your right eye if it's you. You're going to extend your arm all the way out, and you're going to hold your pencil either to the side, like this cat is, or straight up and down, like this. This is just to use as a measuring tool. So I'm going to show you how that sort of looks when we do this. I'm going to show you another little picture here first. So if we look at this little picture, here we got a guy. He's got his pencil either upright or he's got his pencil sideways. If you look and see what he's doing here, he's actually measuring the top to the bottom, and he's marking it with his thumb right here. So hence the thumb and the pencil. So how that looks, I have set up, let's see if I can do this, a happy little strange still life right here. I got an eyeball, I got a little short Mobius dude, and I have a very tall skeleton guy. So how do I draw this if I'm going to start drawing it? Well, this is kind of how it's going to work. To start with, I'm going to choose the thing that is the closest to me and maybe the most simple shape to measure. Now for me, let's see if I can do this. For me, I actually am going to measure, where's my pencil in this thing? There we go. I'm going to measure that little round opening right there where that eyeball is. And that's going to be my basic measurement. So how this goes, I'm going to hold my hand. Oh my God, I need to get my nails done. I'm going to hold my hand as far out as I can. There we go. Now I'm going to put the top of the pencil right at the top of where that little round circle is, and put my thumb right on the bottom of that circle. So that's my basic measurement, that size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first measure how big this is from the bottom of the stand to the top of that weird eyeball thing. So I'm going to start like this. 1, 2, right? It looks like it's about 2 of that opening. So here's how that translates to paper. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because I'm right-handed and I'm trying to film with the right hand. Is this going to work? Maybe? Let's see. Can you see this? So let's say I decide I'm going to draw the inside of that eyeball just like this. I can make it any size I want. I can make it ginormous. It wouldn't matter. Then I'm going to say, okay, here's the measurement that I measured with my pencil. And I said that it was going to be about 2 of that from the bottom of the eyeball to the top of the eyeball. So I'm going to pick that up and go 1, 2. The top of my eyeball is right there. The bottom is somewhere down here with the little stand underneath it. So now I have that eyeball, right? I'll draw in all the details afterwards. Eyeball size. Now I'm going to go back to my still life over here, back to that eyeball. I'm going to put my pencil out there again and get that same measurement. Ready? Just like that. Just that inside circle is what I'm using as my basic measurement. And now I want to know, how tall do I draw this dude? Well, I'm going to take that and say, at the bottom of his feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 of those. So now I got to switch hands again. I'm going to come over here. Where's the eyeball? There it is. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, all right, there's my basic measurement. I'm going to put a little tick mark there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. top of this guy is probably up here somewhere. Okay, so that's his head, and his feet are going to be down here. Now, I can draw in all the detail the same way. I can come up to my skeleton up here, and I can say, okay, here's this little deal. How many of those fit in his feet? Maybe one of them. So if I come back down here, sorry the camera's jiggling around, I'm doing this with my left hand. I'm going to look here. There's a footy that's about one of those. About that big, more or less. Oop, a little too big. Now I can do the same thing for the leg. Take that measurement right there, and then I can start up the leg. 1, 2. All right, well, here's my same little measurement again. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. 1, 2. Oh, okay, well, that's the knee. Now I can also check this way. See where the kneecap is? Right here. Now look at the top of the eyeball. The top of that, okay, not being a medical guy, is that tibia, fibula? I can't remember. The top of that, if I lay this along here, see how it sits right at the top of the eyeball? And then same thing pretty much here, top of the eyeball. That might even be just a little taller. Then I can start to look back over here and say, all right, I'm going to draw in those bones between these two things. And this is just a rough sketch. I'm just roughing things out here. That might even be a little longer with the toes. So again, I'm going to go back to this and say, go back to my original measurement, keep my arms super straight. I'm going to go back over to his knee and go 1, 2, up to the pelvis. All right, here's this guy again. Got it, 1, 1, 2. So the pelvis might start right in here, and then I can just kind of rough that in where it's going to be and put in the other bone. Just like that. Draw in the inside bits. Oh, I may have him being just a little bit taller than I originally measured. That's okay. Spinal cord, rib cage. And then actually his head's probably more up here. I probably did that measuring not as good as I wanted to because I'm trying to hold it with weird two hands. So I just keep kind of drawing down here. Get the spinal cord in the back. Rib cage comes around. Again, I'm just kind of roughing things in. Get his jaw. Oh, that's so realistic, Miss Hoover. I can look also at things like, where do the arms go in relation to the rib cage? This part is actually down here somewhere, and then it drops below. I can look at the pelvis and see that, like, this part of his arm lines up with the bottom of the pelvis. So that means this has got to be up here somewhere. And then I can just drop the hand down from there. And this other side just gets drawn. Sorry, I'm not doing this real well. It's hard to be right-handed and hold the camera and go back and forth. Foot shows up out here. Because I already have these basic measurements done on him. Let me see, where'd he go? I can move on to the next thing. So this next one, same deal. I'm going to go back to my original measurement, and then I'm going to go this way. I'm going to count. I want to know where to start drawing him. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Is Tushy goes at 4. So I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to go, okay, 1, oh, did I start it over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. The other little guy's tushy might be somewhere in there. And then I can find out how tall to make him by putting my pencil on his head, just like this, and looking. So it goes right through the middle of the leg, like that. So, if that's the case, his head has to be somewhere in here, right? for this little guy. Then I can look and see where his hand comes down, right in there. See how his hand is just a little bit below the knee. So that means that his hand's going to come into here. Might have him a little too tall. And pulling him down. The body. Hand comes in front. Leg. Leg. This is really weird. If you guys could see me doing this, I'm sort of weirdly, surreally doing this with hardly any ability to look at it. So, and then it's just a matter of figuring out where the back line is, where the table is. Kind of runs through the ankles a little bit. So I'm going to draw where the table is, just like that. I can put the backdrop up. Whoop, oh, see, this is weird. Backdrop up, table in front of them, just like that. And, you know, more or less done. Oh, he's got no arm. That's a problem. Hard to play anything if you have no arm. Right about there. So this is just blocking something in, finding out what relates to what so that you can figure out. But it all starts with that smallest thing closest to you. So just remember, smallest thing, and it could be a part of a thing, closest to you. That's your measurement for the whole waxworks. So this guy gets measured against that one, against that one, against that one, against that one. Now, he's got his arm out here at an angle. So here's what you can do with that. Find the angle, and then you just bring it down to the paper. See, I've got my angle off a little bit, and it might be more out there. Woo, touching your knee. So that's just a real brief introduction. If you get confused, you can ask me about it, of course, but I just kind of wanted to get this out there so that you could start to use this when we are working on things. We're going to practice this in class over the next couple of days, and that will help you to work on the still life that you will be working on as the culmination to our drawing unit. Thanks for listening.